Hello and welcome to another Molding Mo video. Today I thought I would show you some basic techniques to modify your paper aeroplanes. This will improve them when you build them or even when you have been flying them for a while and they're starting to stop working. In the next few videos, just before we get started, I will be doing numerous things about paper aeroplanes, from how to design a brand new type of paper aeroplane, to simple tutorials on how to build some of my favorite paper aeroplanes. So this is a very basic paper aeroplane that I'm just using here today, just for the purposes of showing you some of these techniques. So the first technique that I'm going to show you is just to simply fold in on the wings to make a right angle. Just like that. So that's a very, very basic technique. You probably do that already. That will stabilize the aeroplane, stop it from just doing barrel rolls and just dropping straight to the ground. So that's what that looks like. You can improve this if you still need a bit of extra lift, because as you can see, the wings on these are very short. On this one, I did a very bad job of making it, but the wings are very short. So if you do need to have this, but still need extra wing surface area, fold in on them again. Like that. That way, you're still catching this air. You're not missing quite so much air. You still have, so that'll give you a bit of extra lift. That tends to slow the aircraft down, and keeps it stable in flight. So that is not something you want to do for darts. That's for gliders mainly. Another thing I'll show you is you can make these into circles. So what you do small folds like this over. If you really want, you can even do it for the whole length of the wing, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do it on this side so you can still see that. So that's, you sort of open it up and you've got a circle. So that's that. For broader circles like that, you want to do bigger folds. For smaller ones, you do smaller folds. No, other way around, sorry. Yeah, small folds to do big ones, big folds to do small circles, like that. On this side, if you've got that sort of box thing, another thing you can do, personally, I'm not sure that it does heaps, other than make your aeroplane a bit messy, but I'll show you anyway, is that. Fold just a tiny bit, not even half a centimetre back, and then you've got that. So that's another thing you can do. So that's all I've ever thought of with folding and the ends of the wings to add for stability, but now I'll show you tails. There are two types of tails you can do. One type of tail will improve speed, the other type of tail will make it a bit more stable and give it a little bit more lift. So the first type of tail is very basic. You just put your finger under here to make it, slide it along with your thumb at the end, and with this hand, pinch it together. Pull it out, like that. So then that'll give you might want to go through here and improve that. So that'll improve your speed. That's a bit weird. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. It makes your aircraft quite a bit quicker. So the next type of tail you start off, you follow that step, you make that type of tail first. Then you put your hands on the outside, then you pinch in there, push it down part way, and then on this side, do that, and then open it up. That's a bit harder to do, but you'll get used to it after a while. That'll improve that. Another thing, some people wouldn't approve of this next modification because it is ripping. If you rip some flaps, so you need to make sure they're not too big, otherwise it won't work. So that's a pretty good size actually. So what you want to do, you rip a tiny way into the wing on two sides, and then you fold it across and leave it up. Do it on both sides. You need them to be roughly the same surface area. So you can have one that's big and tall, and you can have one that's short and wide, but so long as they take up the same amount of space, it's fine. Never put them down, because that makes your aeroplane go down. You want it facing up, and that'll give you lift. If you put one down and one up, it'll turn, and you can do that on either side, like that. But you would normally want them up. Again, that slows your aircraft down quite a bit with the drag. And the last few things I'll show you have to do with the nose. So after a while, you'll find that you'll throw your aeroplane, it'll crash, throw it again and crash again. That's not something you want. You prefer to have them land like that, but they do tend to crash into things or just nosedive. And you end up with a pretty bad nose. So you can sit here doing that. That's effective, but to a point. After a while, it'll just get unbearable, and you'll start to rip the paper. So what you want to do, open your aircraft, open it up, find the biggest crease. So that's about here for me. And then fold in on it, and blunt the nose. That's pretty standard stuff. And just do that. And then you've got a blunt nose, and that is solid. So you can also do that to add weight. The next thing that you want to do, if you just want to modify the shape, you don't like that big pointy bit there, another thing you can do is open that up again, lift, have it like that, and lift that. It's a bit hard when it's so thick. But if you do that, that's a bit weird. You can have it like that. In fact, adjust the angle of that. So that's a pretty steep, big one there. You can have it tiny and then big or whatever. But that's another thing you can do. And that, you can see from there, that is a really, really thick front now. So that's not going to get broken anytime soon. The only thing is, when you throw it, it may just nosedive, which is when you do that modification or that tail. Another thing to show you, just quickly, I noticed, if you undo your tail and you're left with that, do that a little bit, but don't be worried about that. That actually helps. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.